Good evening to all of you. Myself Vishesh Saxena. Today at Sanjay Pandey classes at class 12th economics, we discuss the topic central bank and commercial bank. First of all, we know about, before initiating this topic in detail, what is the meaning of bank. The bank is a financial institution which accepts deposits from the general public, providing loans and advances according to the needs. Bank is an institution, it is a part of service sector which accept the deposits from the public in forms of current account, saving account, fixed deposits, recurring, etc. according to the different needs of the different people, and on the basis of the deposits, bank provide loans to the people according to their different needs. It also support the economy in terms of business development, infrastructure growth, providing support to the government, and also a major source of creating employment opportunities in the form of the development of the service sector. As this definition says that banks in India are classified into two types, public sector and private sector bank. Because on the basis of the mixed economy, we have the classifications of both public sector and private sector bank. Public sector bank are those banks which are basically governed by the government according to the Banking Regulation Act 1949. These are as follows, like Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank, SBI, Canara Bank, etc. Private bank, because of the impact of liberalization, privatization, globalization in the year 1991, the entry of private multinational bank is coming into India, because through this we increase the inflow of foreign exchange. Like for example, some of the examples of the Indian private sector bank like HDFC, ICICI, Axis, etc. and the private foreign multinational banks like Standard Chartered, American Express, Citibank, etc. Bank in today's modern arena, a major source of employment to the people like management graduates, chartered accountants, etc. and it also support and development of the economy in terms of finance and growth and catering the needs of the different peoples according to their requirement. So this is all about the definition of bank. Now we goes to types of banks. What are basically, there are different types of banks. First is retail banks. Now what are basically the retail banks? These are basically the part of the commercial bank covering both public sector and private sector according to the needs of the different people. For example, if an individual want to open a saving account in the public sector, normally the minimum deposit fees is 3,000 rupees. But if you go into the private sector like HDFC, Citibank, etc., quarterly he or she has to maintain a minimum balance of 10,000, and on the basis of that he or she receive ATM card, debit cards, passbook, checkbooks, different facilities. So these are being the facilities provided by the bank in terms of creating of the deposits like saving accounts for the different peoples, current accounts especially for the needs of businessmen, because a businessman in a single day catering a large amount of transactions. Fixed deposits accounts are for the fixed specific periods according to the needs of the middle class individuals for their different dimensions for education, housing construction and all. Recurring deposits account, monthly you maintain some amount of deposits into the bank for a period of 1 year, 2 years. The interest is less as comparison with the fixed deposit account. Now after that, commercial banks, corporate or commercial banks in India, commercial bank play a very important role, especially in our economy. Public sector and private sector banks both are there, because for a country like India it is important to have a managed portfolio, because public sector cannot manage all the responsibilities, so it needs the support of the private sector. So both the public sector and the private sector bank are fulfilling and catering the needs of the different people, accepting deposits, providing loans and generate the habit of savings and promote financial stability. After that, student, investment bank. Now what are these investment bank? These are the investment banks are basically help in development of business. They are a big financial institutions, underwriters who assist in the development of the business, because if the business is developed, it creates employment, growth, providing taxation support to the economy and catering the balance segment covering both individual needs as well as the government needs. And after that, the central bank. Now, what is the meaning of central bank? Each and every country has its own central bank. The objective of the central bank is to work for the economic development of a nation. Like, for example, in India, RBI is our central bank. Except 1 rupee note, RBI print the notes from rupees 2 to 2000. It is the advisor to the government, providing support to the government, and it also frames the policies of the banking system and the regulator of the banking system, how the banking system should work for the economic development of a nation as well as the needs of the different class of people. Central bank doesn't deal with the general public, it deals with the government. It has its own functions, work for the economic development of a nation, issuing of notes, advisor to the government, and it also the custodian of foreign exchange reserve, what is the amount of the reserve in terms of dollar that the country is being engaged with the another country in terms of exports and imports. So in these two PPTs, we know about the meaning of bank and the different types of bank. Now we further move into the detailed dimensions of our topic, like what is central bank? As a topic says that commercial bank and central bank. Now what is the meaning of central bank? It is the regulator of the whole banking system. In India, different types of regulators are there. We discussed the topic of banking, though the central bank is the regulator of all banking system activities for public sector as well as the private sector. It provides license to the government. If any new bank is entered into the India, it receives the license from the RBI, and after receiving the license from the RBI, it starts its business operation. So what is the central bank? It is the apex financial institution which providing support to the economy, support to the banking system, advisor to the government in terms of economic policies, preparing of monetary policies, manage the situation of a country in terms of inflation, deflation, and promote economic stability in a nation. The central bank, how it comes in the year 1929, when the Great Depression situation is being arises in Europe and all the major economies are collapsed. So each and every country decided that we have some regulator who manage our economic situation. So each and every country has its own central bank. Like for example, India, Federal Bank, India RBI, American Federal Bank. America is the major regulator of all the economic activities because the whole world is looking towards America, because America has an influence among each and every nation in terms of investment opportunities. So the central bank in each and every country has its own roles and responsibility. Studying from the Indian point of view, RBI is having the role printing of notes, advisor to the government, custodian of foreign exchange reserve, preparation of the economic policies, and giving assistance to the government in terms of management of financial interdependence. After that, we discuss about what is the functions of central bank. First is issue of money. In our country, except 1 rupee note, RBI print from rupees 2 rupees to 2000. At present, RBI also promote online financial activities in terms of Paytm, Google Pay and all, so that it promotes financial and digital literacy, so that the peoples are being using smartphones and all, so they are more financially capable of managing the information technology in handling of economic activities. Second is lender of the last resort. Now what is the meaning of the lender of the last resort? RBI also giving financial assistance to the government in terms of when the government needs funds, especially at the time of the COVID. It also support to the banking system, either it is a public sector or the private sector bank, because as a regulator of banking system, it is the responsibility of the RBI to maintain liquidity in the banking system so that the economic activities are managed in a well way. Third is credit control. RBI control the credit in the market, buying, issuing of monetary policy and all. Every 2 months, RBI issue the monetary policy. On the basis of that, it manage the interest rate, repo rate and all on the basis of micro and macro indicators. What is the overall situation in a country and overall economic situation of the different countries, because in the phase of globalization, each and every country are doing trade business with each other, and each and every economy will depend upon another country for managing the exports, imports and its business activities. Like for example, India. Our major trading partner at present, America. American Central Bank is Federal Reserve Bank. If the Federal change any policy, it also impact to the whole world as well as the Indian business environment, because in India, major American companies are doing investment and it is also the source of creating employment also. So each and every country's central bank and its policies are influencing each other in preparations of economic prospect growth and economic utilization of resources in a best way. Next is government assistance. It also support to the government because RBI is the government bank. In a particular note, whatever you see is that for either it is 20 rupees note, 50, 100, RBI government bank, because it is being managed by the government. The governor of RBI is being appointed by the government. It works under the finance ministry. Whatever the policies RBI make, it concerned with the finance ministry, and after consultation with the finance ministry, it impact and execute according to the development of a nation. So it is also support to the government, giving advices in terms of a matter like demonetization, etc. That either the demonetization or GST, the various economic laws that the government made, the RBI giving assistance to that in terms of how it benefit to the government in terms of resources as well as economic structure of the country. And the last is ensuring financial stability. RBI manage the situation of inflation and deflation. Both are necessary, but excess of anything is bad. So the RBI manage the currency situation and financial stability in such a way so that it not impact the consumer and affect and create a lot amount of burden. So it manage the inflation and deflation situation so that it not affect the individual, not affect the economy, not affect the government in terms of micro and macro indicators, because economic stability and financial stability of any country is very important. And the last is issue of monetary policy. Now, what is the meaning of monetary policy? It deals with money, because the RBI function is to manage the money, execute the money. In the next slide, we know about what is the monetary policy. First of all, we divide the concept in two parts, monetary and policy. Monetary related with money, policy is the execution. So the monetary policy is all about the execution of money, how the interest rate, inflation situation and deflationary situation should manage the economic policies in a best way. After that, we discuss about what are the objectives of monetary policy. It controls inflation, how it is being managed according to the development of a nation. If it is the increase, it affects the people. Unemployment, the objective of the monetary policy is to reduce the unemployment, because unemployment affects a lot in terms of poverty and economic growth. Third is currency exchange rate, like for example, each and every country is being doing trade and major economies of the world are having dollar, and the dollar and rupees have a convertibility, so that due to the era of globalization, each and every country are doing the trade in a well way so that it increase the exchange of each and every nation and help in development. After that, what are the tools of monetary policies? These are the following tools, that how on the basis of these tools RBI control the monetary situation of a country, that the money should be balanced in such a way that the banking system, the consumer and the government should utilize it for the benefit of a nation, and a stability is being maintained, which is the prime objective and concern of RBI. After that, now students, the next topic is types of monetary policy. We discuss in the next segment of our presentation. I hope this lecture is quite helpful to you in terms of understanding the aspects of economics. Today we conclude. Anyone interested, contact on this particular number for further inquiries and suggestions. We welcome you all, and this is the particular contact number of our institution that you can communicate with that. The number is 9415 614 156. You can contact with that, and all your queries and solution. We tried our level best to give you the best solution under one roof. Thank you all.